What's up, y'all? My name is Ivy. For those of you who don't know, I'm the creator of Sin and Magic, and today I want to talk about spiritual journey and the journey, not the journey, the path of recovery in our human experience. I'm not quite sure what other spiritualists talk about on this subject of like spiritual journey and spiritual awakening, but I am aware that in the spiritual community, love and light is painted as this like goal and as this like lifestyle of like being a chronically positive person and a productive person. And it's honestly, from what I've seen about that side of the spiritual community, it's more harmful than anything else. And I wanted to bring like something that most people will not tell you about the spiritual journey. And with the people that I work closely with, I know that this is information that'll be really helpful. Because I mean, like, you look on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, most people that seem to be going through a spiritual awakening or are professional spiritualists on the internet, they seem to be living these glorious, happy, amazing lives. Well, most of the time, like, it's like we're not being like 300% transparent with what we're experiencing, with what we go through on a day-to-day basis. We just turn on the camera and smile to you guys, but in reality, that's just not what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna put on my specs and we're gonna we're gonna get to it. All right, so this is not like chronological order of like what to expect. I'm really just going to be talking about my experience, what I've experienced, and what I've witnessed like some others go through, but this is mostly just from my personal experience. I'm 20 years old as recording this, but I've been on this path for about 2 years. So I have my list right here. The first thing that I have here is that your spiritual journey is a path to find yourself, and not really finding yourself, more so like uncovering who you truly are and what truly works for you. And it's not like a easy process at all. Like, I'm telling you, it's like most of the time it's like searching in the dark. A lot of the time it's like the blind leading the blind when it comes to us people guiding other people through their healing recovery path. We can just provide a little bit of guidance, but like for the most part you guys have to do it yourself. We all have to do it ourselves. It's a lonesome journey, but you don't have to be alone, if that makes any sense. I hear a lot of people saying that when it comes to self-love, you can't be in a relationship, like a romantic relationship with somebody else. I can see how the healing journey would put a strain on certain relationships if the relationship is unhealthy or harmful to your spirit in a type of way, or it's stagnant and it's not that your partner isn't willing to like go through the changes with you, or you're not willing to go through the changes with your partner, because it can be extremely, extremely, extremely painful. And that's the first point that I have here, is that this path is not easy. It's difficult, it's hard, it's lonely, okay? Because a lot of times you feel separated from the people in your life because you're experiencing this transformative experience. And a lot of times, like, we don't know who we are in this experience. We're kind of losing ourselves and finding ourselves again. It's like shedding this old identity and trying to unveil and dust off who we truly believe ourselves to be, who we want to be, and building up to who we want to be to become that person. And it's baby steps. Like, you can't just giant leap into that. Like, if you giant leap into it, like, you're still bringing your old problems with you. So that's why it's baby steps, trying to like dig up muck and, kind of clarify everything that you've experienced in your life, like archaeology. So what the imagery that I got in my head was kind of like pulling out your inner child from the depths of your spirit. So a lot of things that encompass your spiritual journey, shadow healing and shadow work or recovery, however you want to say it, that's a big deal. And your shadow is only pieces of yourself that has gone to be hidden because of what you've experienced up until this point. So like not all of your shadow traits are bad. A lot of like most of my shadow traits are like, honestly, well, they were traits that were like really good, like my secret femininity, like with the world. Like it was a lot to try to become more feminine and more receptive in my life, and that was a deeply hidden shadow trait of mine. I'm like dead ass serious. Yeah, and like inner child healing, when you have to go back and really reparent yourself. I've had to reparent myself, and I'm only 20. Like that was the entirety of last year and a lot of this year, having to help myself come to terms with a lot of things. Like I don't understand. Like it's a lot. Like you age tremendously throughout this entire like year. Like once you start, you're like fast tracked to aging. Like your spirit is maturing faster than you can keep up with. Like I'm dead ass serious. When I started, I already felt like I was older than what I was. But it's like every few months, I feel like I've jumped like 5, 6, 7 years in spiritual age. And that's just like what it is. I feel like way too old for most of the stuff that like goes on around me. But that's just for, in the spirit realm. Like that does happen. Like you mature way faster when you're on the path of any type of faith, not just spirituality, but also like any religious faith that you follow, and you follow it properly to you, not like blindly following anybody and what they say. I mean like truly healing your wounds and like going back and uncovering different things that have been hidden from you by you. I'm telling you, it's something else. It's something different. And you age, bro. Like you really age. If you're young, your family will start telling you that you sound like an old person, or your friends start telling you that you're really wise, because you are. Or even like people around you, if you're already older, it's like people around you will start to notice a literal difference in your behavior. And you will even find out if you've had more like immature friends that you don't even want to like be around them and deal with their shit anymore. Or like you try to give yourself space from them and try to understand them from like a distance, because it's like you don't really want to be in that rain of fire anymore. Like that's a thing. Another thing that I have is that you'll be in a constant state of adjustment. Like there is no like one stable place that you stay in once you start this journey. I'm telling, like, you will find out one thing and then you'll learn another thing and then you learn another thing. Like this, your path of figuring out who you are and like understanding the world around you, understanding life around you, and knowing that you are one with everything and everyone that surrounds you. It's like you literally will have to normalize changing your mind and changing your mindset when new information comes to you. Like that's just how you heal. Honestly, it's like, oh, like you were not considering this in a productive way. So once new information comes to you and you find yourself wrong, for lack of a better word, instead of pushing like an old narrative, like forcing, like using your ego to basically force yourself and your thoughts and your opinions onto other people when you've been brought facts or a better way of viewing things, instead of being like, oh, blah, 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 blah. It's like in this journey, something will click in your head. You're like, oh, well, true. Like I can change my mind. I can adjust. I can be wrong. Like that's a big thing that I've learned. I have here that you'll question yourself more than ever before. A lot of spiritualists say that they push that, like, trust your intuition, follow your intuition. But when you are starting out your healing journey, full transparency, your intuition will feed you loads of shit. And that's because your inner guidance guides you based on what you've already experienced. And it's like a lot of your memories and experiences are based off your emotions during that time frame. Like, I don't know if y'all watched that movie with all the emotions and stuff inside of the head. I forget what it's called, but with all the feelings and stuff, and how her memories were altered based on how she felt towards them. Yeah, that's basically how our experiences work in real life. So when it comes to your intuition, kind of leading you astray, you kind of have to question it, like, where is this motivation coming from? You know, what's motivating these actions? What have I experienced to make me believe things this way? What have I experienced that made me want to act this way? You know, why am I afraid of this? What have I experienced to make me, you know, behave the way that I do or think the way that I do? Like, what wounds do I have here? Like, you will be questioning yourself. And it's not just for those deep questions. It's like, why do I feel the need to drink coffee every single morning? You know, why am I so reliant on 5-hour energies and Red Bull to get me throughout the day? Why, when I am hungry, I reach for potato chips and not an apple? I mean, unless you're allergic to apples, then, you know, not a peach, plum, grape, strawberry, I don't know, orange. It's like, how come I reach for, I don't know, cookie snickerdoodles, right? Instead of the alternative, more healthy option. It's just like stuff like that. And then also like retraining yourself to think differently. Now, I have here that it says that you will never be 100% healed. I mentioned earlier in this video that this journey is literally a journey with no final destination except death. Like, I hate to sound bleak, but it's the truth. It's a path of recovery, okay? It's like especially when you're older, it's like you've experienced all these things and you have all this stuff to unpack and reparent and redo, you know, not really redo, but like, you know, look at again to kind of assess how you've been up to this point. You know, it's like always in recovery. You know, you will never be 100 back to the way you were. You know, you still have, it's like when you break an arm, your arm will never go back to how it was before it was broken, but it'll be like healed. Well, not really healed, but you'll be able to, like, you know, still work with it again, and like it'll function as normal, but it'll still be small things off with it. Yeah, pretty much. You'd never be like back to the way it was, but also I'm not really sure if you want to be back to the way it was, honestly, once you've been through it. Another thing that I have here is crying is your best friend. There is no telling how much I've cried up to this point. I keep tissues by my bed now. That's how much I cry on a regular day basis. I never cried growing up. Like, rarely cried. Not even in secret. Like, my emotions were not expressed. But as I got older and as I've been unpacking inner child wounds and like really like letting myself feel things, because I don't know, like when you feel as though you're not allowed to feel anything because the expression of those feelings were demonized, you try to like cover it up and be all stoic and hard, but no, crying is your best friend. Releasing that energy, transmuting it to something else, that is your best friend. Venting in your journal, talking to a friend that's willing to listen and not try to fix you is really big because sometimes you just need someone to listen. Not every problem has a solution, like someone goes that. Or not really everyone wants a solution when you're going through a lot. Just saying, you know? But crying is huge. Screaming, just releasing that pent up energy and emotion. That's your best friend. I have heard that there are no rules to spirituality and to a spiritual journey. There aren't any rules. There is no right or wrong way to be a spiritual person. There's no right or wrong way to like go about expressing your spirituality. It's a fully eclectic practice, and it's based on your personal experience up until this point and moving forward. Not everything works for everybody. Not every spiritual person is a witch. Not every witch is a spiritual person. Not every spiritual person is religious. Not all religious people are spiritual. Yeah. The next thing that I have is that you must be alone with your thoughts. And in this, you also have to become aware of your thoughts and your thought process. This is called mindfulness. Not mindful, like full of thoughts and shit. It's more so becoming more aware of your thoughts and how much you think. I know for a lot of people it's hard, but meditation is a big thing. Now, if you want to calm your mind and clear your mind, and you haven't been meditating or you're not used to meditating, exercising and going outside and walking and stuff like that, that really helps. But there are other people on YouTube, and also in other places like on Twitter, Instagram, like they really go into depth about mindful meditation. All I know is that, or there's even apps that you can download to become more mindful, like the Calm app or the Headspace app, which is one that I use to learn how to meditate. Headspace, they have guided meditations and they help you become more aware in your body, more self-aware, and just aware of how your thoughts are skipping around in your mind. And I really enjoyed that app. I used Headspace. But you must be alone with your thoughts. Like there may be a need that you feel to be around people more often and to spend a lot of time with people to kind of, you know, hoard your energy field to distract you from yourself. But this process is one that needs your full attention. I have here that it says that spirituality is more than raising vibrations, and it's more than trying to ascend as a higher being, okay? We are humans. We are here to experience life as earthly beings. So I don't really understand, personally, this is my view, I don't really understand the need to transcend humanity. That's not everybody's journey. That's not everybody's, you know, path of life. I don't feel like it should be. Because we're on this earth as physical human beings. We are here to indulge and honor ourselves as humans. And the definition of human is imperfect. We will never, on this physical state, be perfect spiritual beings because we're human. Humans by nature are imperfect. We make mistakes, we learn, we keep it going. We will never be 100% perfect, ever. Especially not in someone else's eyes. Keep that in mind. But we are here during the spiritual journey to do our absolute best from here, your heart, to do our absolute best as humans, like the best that we can be. That may not be the best for other people, but we have to do our best with what we know. And when it comes to backtracking and healing healing from your past, like your childhood and stuff, especially when it comes to forgiving yourself, this is a big thing to keep in mind, that even then, although you were not the best, you did the best that you knew to do. You were the best person that you could be at that time period. And that's something to meditate on for self-forgiveness. But you will have to work on a lot of self-forgiveness, because no one is perfect. Once you realize how imperfect you've been, it'll be really hard to see yourself as a lovable person. Just speaking facts, because it's true. It will be hard to see yourself as a lovable person because you see yourself as this horrible, imperfect being. But nobody's perfect. You will start to see other people as imperfect as well. You will start to see everyone as whole, imperfect beings. And I mean, like, their beautiful aspects and their ugly aspects, like ugly as fuck, and still accept them as whole. That's called unconditional true love. Now, I'm not talking about unconditional tolerance. That's totally different. This is my catchphrase. I always say that love is unconditional, but tolerance is not. I'm not saying that you have to tolerate people's bullshit behavior all the damn time. But I am saying that through this experience, not only will you learn to love yourself for your flaws and all. I mean personality quirks too, but also other people as well. Being able to accept them as whole and perfect beings, because not a single soul on this planet is perfect. Now, I have the cycles of awareness, which is the process that I have unveiled through shadow healing, and I will do another video on the cycle of awareness if that's what you guys want. I will do a video on the cycle of awareness and critical examination of yourself while also transforming yourself as a conscious person. Now, that is just, looking at yourself from a critical point of view. Now, not overly critical, not like Virgos be towards other people, or how a typical Capricorn archetype is to themselves when they aren't accomplishing their goals. I'm not talking about that type of critical. I'm talking about examining your bullshit as what it is. Bullshit. And taking that and being like, well, I don't like that I was like this, so I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to work to do differently, right? But also taking parts of yourself that you really like and try not to get too lost in what you don't like. Because for everything that you don't like about yourself, there's also something on the opposite side that's just as great. Okay? Always an equal and opposite to everything. That's the law of the world. Now, I have here that it says trial and error is an understatement. It's way bigger than just trial and error. You will keep going until you figure it out. And then when you thought you figured it out, you're like, oh shit, I thought I had it figured out. And then it's another brick wall of error. It's like every 5 years you gotta figure out a new way of living, and that's okay. You gotta find a new routine, gotta find this new way to get through your day, honestly. And there's nothing wrong with that. Change is normal. Change is great. Change is a powerful thing, and people are powerful beings. That's a Lana Del Rey quote. Now, I have here that your journey and improvement affects those in your energy field, and they will also be faced with challenges and changes they must flourish through. So, spiritual healing and all this good, gushy stuff, everything that you experience in yourself spreads like the coronavirus. Everyone around you gonna be going through it too, honey. And that's where compassion is a really big deal. A lot of spiritualists on social media talk about unconditional love and compassion, and they're not wrong. It's just hard. It's hard. So, with that said, it will be lots of anger, lots of discomfort, lots of frustration. I'm frustrated most of the day. My dreams reflect nothing but frustration every single night. So, trust me, I understand. But, excuse me. Everyone around you will be experiencing it. They may not express it. They may not come to you wanting to talk about it. They may not even be open about it with themselves. But they will be experiencing it. They will go through all the loops and hoops. They may not be learning from it how you are, or you may not be learning from it how they are. That's okay. That's fine. You're not them. They're not you. We're all different. That's the purpose. That's the point. But there's going to be a need of compassion. Like, straight up. You're going to need it. Now, there's going to be simplifying. I have here, break down how you live your life and destroy things unnecessarily crowding and clouding your life and perception. Simplifying your life is also an understatement. It will feel like you're unclogging your lungs of all the phlegm when you've gotten sick. Alright, it'll feel like blowing your nose and then like clearing the airways because you've crowded your life experience with all of these unnecessary things. Now, I can't tell you what the unnecessary things are. I simply can't, because what's unnecessary to me may be necessary for you, and what's necessary for me may be completely useless to you. Keep that in mind. We're all different, but this is what I've experienced. Now, okay, so I have here that it's okay to crave intimacy and companionship while on this journey. Self-love and romantic love are not the same. They can cohabit, okay? But the thing is, you can't let your romantic love replace your self-love. And self-love looks a lot like, would you talk to a child the way you talk to yourself? Would you, if you loved yourself, or if you loved someone else, would you allow them to do what you're doing to yourself? If you, what does it look like to love yourself? And then do that. It looks different for everybody, but it's about figuring that out for yourself. And when it comes to self-love, you also have to take time for yourself. You can't be your partner. You got to be you, and your partner has to be themselves. Now y'all can, coexist and become one that way, but you also have to be separate people as well. Because it's unhealthy to mesh and be codependent and also personalities with them. Like, you can't become them. Like, you have to be yourself. Because becoming them is not going to create harmony within yourself if that's not who you want to be. But like I said, it's okay to crave intimacy and companionship. Like, there's literally nothing wrong with that. A lot of times, having someone there with you to hold your hand is what you need. Someone to remind you that you are worthy of love by loving you. And also, you have to realize that while you're experiencing the things that you're experiencing, chances are they're going through the same thing. So once again, that'll be a test right up to your face about your compassion and understanding and respect. And now, oh wow, that's straight up. I have here that you have to grab life by the labia and live. Yeah, bitch. Okay? You can't, your spiritual journey isn't you sitting in your dark room all the time with a journal and a pen and your candles and your meditation and your crystals, and then occasionally seeing other people. You can live your life the way you want to live your life. That's the whole purpose, to live your life the way you want to live your life. and not like you've been told that you have to live, or you've been forcing yourself to live because of this other thing. It's more so about liberating yourself, finding what feels liberating to you, and then living it slowly but surely, one is it at a time. I have here that this journey puts your life in all of your hands, and it makes it your responsibility to live. Life isn't happening around you anymore. You are the driver of your life. You are the God of your universe, meaning the generator, operator, and destroyer of your world. You. What are you going to do with this information? That's the question I'm going to leave you with. If you find this video helpful, then be sure to share it with someone. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you didn't, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you give it a thumbs down, I don't really care. But like I said, share this with somebody if you feel like it'll help them. Like, real talk. This information isn't gate kept. I'm giving this to you for free. It was given to me for free. I also want to say, because I didn't mention many positives, but I was just going through a list that I had made about stuff that most people don't talk about. But there is a truly beautiful side of spirituality, and that's like being able to notice beauty in everything. Because like I said, there's an equal and opposite. In the beginning of the healing, things do seem dark and bleak. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of shit do be like mad painful. It's a lot to go through, but at the same time, you know, life becomes a really beautiful thing, and it becomes like a great thing that you want to live. Like, it's more than just, you know, a spiritual awakening, because it's a human awakening too. Like, it's a really beautiful lens to see life through, and it's not rose-colored goggles, it's clear ones. And you can see the bad stuff and the good stuff at the same time, and still love life, and still want to keep going, and still want to live. It's not this horrible dark thing. It's this amazing dark thing. It's truly great. And the darkness isn't something to be afraid of. The womb is dark. You know, the universe is dark. It holds all the mysteries of life, and it holds all of everything that isn't showered in light. A lot of the most enjoyable things are done in the dark. If you kiss with your eyes closed, then you feel the lips in the dark, you know. I just wanted to pop in and mention that, because I didn't. And I realized that while I was doing the beginning of the video, I was like, sis, this sounds like horrible. But anyway, yeah, continue. I am a tarot reader. If you would like some speed therapy, you can book on my website or DM me. All of my social media links are on my website, actually. They're all on my website, and they're also all on the YouTube, you know, my YouTube channel. I don't really feel the need to link them in the description, but you can find all that information in the description to this video, and all the videos on my channel, of course. If you would like to join the coven, you can follow me on Instagram. That's where the base is, but you can also be on Facebook, because I have groups on Facebook as well. If you would like to learn how to read tarot, which I do offer one-on-one, you know, study groups and sessions or whatever, DM me about that too. And yeah, I really do hope that this helped you, though, and I really do hope that this shed a little bit of light on what the truth of it is. It's not all lollipops and rainbows, sunshine, and, you know, sunflowers or whatever. It's dark, and it's painful, and it hurts, but, you know, at least this pretty face was telling you, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, thank you for watching. As always, feel free to subscribe for more content like this, and feel free to check out all of my other videos of me being 300% honest, okay? Okay. Peace.